Hello everyone. If you can already see and hear me, please react in the chat just next to this video so that I know that everything works. If you can hear me well or if you have any problems, please let me know about them before we start. I'm very happy to welcome you in this very last webinar in 2022, 23, yeah, 23, on Tilda. And so let me just check if everything is okay, if you can see and hear me well, and so we can start. Hey there, hello. So I see the first comments. Looks like you can see me already. I'm very happy to welcome you again on this webinar. Thank you for joining. And let me just quickly introduce our agenda for today. So the estimated time of this webinar is about 1 hour, depending on the number of questions. Oh yeah, thank you, Magnus. You can hear and see clearly. Very nice. Good to know. So yes, the estimated time is about 1 hour. It will depend on whether you have questions or not, and I really encourage you to ask as many questions as you can, because why else we would go live and why else we would be here live with you on this December 14th during our last webinar in this 2023. So the agenda of this webinar is actually to have a lot of fun and to look at the very best websites that were created without any code on Tilda, that we, together with the whole team of Tilda, primarily with designers and marketing department, we have selected for you for this very special webinar. Right. Another important thing is that in case you cannot make it till the end of this webinar, you can always see it in recording. We are recording this webinar and it will be available afterwards on our YouTube channel, and that is why it's important that you follow us, and even better if you give us a thumbs up if you like the webinar, of course. If you subscribe to our channel, you will not miss the upcoming events, and we have lots of them, and we're preparing already the agenda for the next year, of course. We have a lot of useful videos, tutorials, and educational pieces of content about primarily web design, digital marketing, and some things around all these, like copywriting, paid promotion, user acquisition, and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, it's a lot of useful stuff here for free. You can get it if you follow our YouTube channel. That's Tilda. Tilda.cc is our website. Right. So without further ado, I think we are ready to start. In the meantime, so I will be today I will be showing you the best websites, and I group them in a way that, first of all, we start from the most stunning ones. Okay, then we will move to the portfolio websites, because a lot of artists and a lot of people who need a portfolio, they really struggle on how to actually structure your portfolio, and the structure is half of the website, of course, because yeah, you're all good in design, but then how to actually choose what to show, what not to show, and stuff like that. And I'm sure that you can get a lot of insights from these portfolios that we have selected. Then after, we will see some business websites and some e-commerce websites. Also, in case you want me to break down one of the websites that you have selected yourself as one of the best websites on Made on Tilda Gallery, please let me know. And of course, the Made on Tilda Gallery URL is in the video description, so you can go and check it up yourself. Just for those who may not be acquainted with the Made on Tilda Gallery, that's the gallery of the selected projects made on Tilda. All kinds of projects. Here on top you have filters. You can choose a business, online store, event pages, long reads, portfolios, and so on and so forth, personal websites, etc. So that's a very nice source for inspiration, and also useful source for content creation, of course. Right. The question that I will ask you right now, already showing you the very first website here. Actually, that's not the website I wanted to start with. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so my first question for you, because let's make it as interactive as we can. So my first question for all of you would be, what is your interest? What is your interest in website builder? Are you into design, or are you into marketing, or maybe you're an entrepreneur, or who knows what? I mean, maybe you're a photographer. So just if you can quickly share with me the direction of your interest and what are you looking for, that will help me maybe to structure a little bit better this hour that we're gonna spend together. And also, if you have any questions, of course, I'm more than happy to answer them about Tilda or not, about web design or marketing, whatever. Okay, so that's the very first website, and look already how strong we start. That's a website about the very well-known series Twin Peaks, and Dale Cooper. It's the main character of this David Lynch's series, Special Agent Dale Cooper. So that's the website. What's the purpose of the website, right? It's because just to understand why the website is cool. Okay, of course, you have a lot of animation here, you have a nice typography and everything, but any website has its goal, right? It's something that was created for something, you know. It's practical. So the goal of this website, you may say, well, just for fun. Maybe it's a kind of a training, a practice for the designer to see what you can do on a website builder like Tilda, right? Which allows you to make highly animated, very design-oriented things like this one. It's very artistic. You see a lot of GIFs. Pretty easy to make a screen like that. You just take 0 block, the two rows or 3 columns of GIFs. You add it in the background. You add an animated GIF itself as well, and everything is moving and looks really engaging, right? It's hard to stop looking at it, and it can be done very quickly. And you don't need to be a professional designer to make something like that. Oh, hey Elizabeth. Yep. So some replies. Thanks for sharing. So portfolio. Alex is interested in portfolio. That's cool. Need landing pages with some animation. Magnus writes, yes, landing pages. We will see a lot of them. With some animation. Yeah, it's gonna be full of animation today, because well, we like animation at Tilda, and our users apparently do as well. Hi, I'm an educator, but also freelance, says Elizabeth. Well, good to know. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing. In case you have a project in mind, don't hesitate and share with us. Okay, so, and I'm going, yes, let me continue. So, I was saying that the purpose of this website might be a little bit vague, but actually, if you look at it from the point of view of a designer, like you as a designer, why would you spend so much time, so much effort to just have fun? I mean, look at the number of screens that this web page has. It's immense. It's super long website page, and each screen and let's say at each section is designed a little bit differently. It has its own composition. Okay, there is a grid, of course, and some typography that goes from section to section, but overall, that's a lot of work behind it. Why would you bother to do that? If you have a question to that, let me know in the chat, and I will give you my idea. Of course, I will not speak for the designer who created this website, this web page, but I would be super curious to know your thoughts about it. And in the meantime, look how nicely gamified this section is. I mean, what I'm doing, I'm just scrolling down, and I get the this very fun animation of horizontally moving clothes being put on Dale Cooper to work, to hang out. And yes, that's thank you for watching part. And here is a very handy button that is a pre-designed block, back to top. Okay, I click on it and I'm back to top because it's a super long project. Right. Hi everyone, Lauren says, hello. Are those you're showing for premium subscribers? Okay, yeah, maybe I just have to mention a couple of words about the subscription plans, and yeah, that's a very frequent question. So let me just give you a very quick overview on Tilda pricing plans. So it's very easy. Until you have 3 different plans, right? One for free. It's free forever, and you can publish a web page. Actually, up to 50 web pages on one subdomain, which is also for free. You can have it for free until what is a subdomain? Subdomain is the custom name of your website .tilde.ws. Okay, so with the free subscription, you can make a very simple but yet efficient website, but you won't be able to have the full access to all the blocks, all the pre-designed blocks, or all the built-in services, which you will have on both personal and business plans that are paid, on the paid plans, right? Here are the prices, you can see it, and just to make a distinction between the personal and business website, so both paid subscriptions, they give you access to everything Tilda has to offer, right? So the full collection of blogs, the full collection of built-in services. And what are the built-in services? Well, there are services to create blogs like Tilda feeds. There are services to create online stores like e-commerce, product catalog. There is an online course builder. There is an educator, Elizabeth. Maybe that will be interesting for you. You can just Google Tilda online course builder, and you will end up on the page explaining how you can create an online course on Tilda and create a members area for your students that can log in and pass some of the lectures, courses, tests, quizzes, etc., etc. So all this is available for both personal and business plans. The main difference between personal and business plan is that on personal you can create one website that can come with 500 web pages, and a custom domain is available. So you can buy a domain, or if you have one, you can connect it to the Tilda website and publish your pages under this domain. On business website, you can have five different domains, 5 different projects with 500 pages each. Plus you have the code export feature, and that's mainly the difference, right? So one website or 5 websites. So these are the pricing plans. And yes, thank you to my colleagues. You have the link to the compare of pricing plans, which is here. That's the link. You have it in the chat, so in case you're interested, go ahead and check it out. Cool. Yeah, the clothes movement is super clean. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, what was it? I think it's one of my favorite sections ever made on Tilda, because it really looks like, it really looks like a video game, right? All right, there is a question. Hi everyone. Very cool website. I imagine creating a website like this. Very cool start for today. Yes, thank you. I also think that it's an amazing website, and the next website is about the modernist furniture. And to my mind, the purpose of this one is clearly a little bit different, but overall it's comparable to the purpose of the first website. So the design is totally different, right? We have different typography, we have visible grid lines, we have very nicely designed menu over here on top, and you can see how many sections are waiting for us, many. And this website even got the design, the little design award, right? But what I wanted to say is that all these amazing websites that designers make, clearly not for clients, right? I mean, it's not David Lynch who asked the first designer to make this website for about Twin Peaks, and this one is not dedicated or made for a museum of the modern furniture, for example. Otherwise there would be branding behind. But why to bother them? Well, my answer, like my version about it, is that these are amazing examples of the very first project in your portfolio. So if you are an aspiring designer and you don't have clients yet. And you don't have clients because you don't have the portfolio, right? And this vicious circle is a very common place for many aspiring, not only designers, but artists in general. And the way out is actually to get a subscription to a simple tool like that, like this one, with which you can use to create really complex and really fun projects to create your portfolio, right? So if you show something like that to your potential client, even if it's not about business, I think they can understand the scale of your abilities, right? Your technical skills as well as, of course, your taste and your style and many other things. So that's kind of a way to enter into the design world, right? To show yourself and to show what you can and what you cannot do. I don't know, what do you think, guys? But I'm very convinced that that could be like one of the major goal of this kind of projects. And for us, for those who are actually admiring these projects can bring a lot of inspiration and a lot of ideas, because these projects are created with from how to say, with a full heart. I mean, these projects are created out of love to design, out of love to your profession, which makes them really special, really stand out. So they are not made based on a template or based on a design trend, right? These projects are made because the person wanted to show their own favorite movies or favorite or favorite animals, like here, right? It's the entire website is about Asiatic black bear, right? Or and Himalayan black bear, and look how stylish, how scrapbook aesthetics are used here. It's super stylish and not that easy to create something like that. And look at this. I mean, you recreate a kind of a look and feel of a paper, right? And of an old paper, because it's yellow, and there are even some stamps here. And the typography is super special because you basically use the typography of the typing machines of the past, and still a lot of little animation on scroll that allows you to have this feeling as if you're moving the papers on the table, right? And you see this very cool, like the stain from the cup of tea or coffee on the table, on the paper. You actually can feel this paper, and this feeling is very cool, because actually this scrapbook aesthetics is very trendy now, and it has been trending throughout the entire year. And well, chances are it's gonna stay there, because we are getting into more and more into metaverse or into virtual reality world, and we really lack this sensation of feeling, of touch. And this kind of aesthetics, it brings it back to us, or the illusion of it, throughout just visual effects. But still, we have clearly nostalgia. I don't know about you, but I clearly am nostalgic of the pictures that used to be printed. When did you print? When was the last time that I printed out a picture? I think I did it, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe. Who's printing pictures here? Any photographers? Let me know in the chat. And yeah, there's some questions here. Let me just have a look at them. Okay, so John is right. I'm a personal subscriber. Okay, I guess a personal Tilda plan subscriber. I have very limited knowledge of web design. That's okay, and I couldn't be more happy with how easy Tilda it is to get a hand of, and it's priced so well against other alternatives. Wow, that's great, John. I'm super happy that you are that you're excited to use Tilda. And indeed, yeah, the idea of Tilda is that both professional designers, guys behind these amazing projects, and people like John, who have very limited knowledge of web design, can both use this tool successfully for different purposes, of course. Because to create some very practical websites that I will show you in a bit, you don't need to have a very profound knowledge of design. And actually, the idea behind the website builder is that you don't hire a designer. You don't need to. I mean, you can, but you don't need to, because you have pre-designed blocks, and there is a library of almost 600 pre-designed blocks in all the categories, like from menu, texts, galleries, theme, schedule, HTML code, of course, if you want to embed something from the third party, and so on and so forth. And you can use all these to create a very nice page without even, without having any idea of the web design. And you don't need to understand how to create these super complex compositions. Like here is a piece of art, right? It's an artwork. This website is an artwork, a website about Alice in the Wonderland. But you don't need these things for your business. I mean, you can do very minimalist and yet very effective pages until, and I will show you some examples in a bit. Okay, I can't wait to see my side evolve more as I learn. Thank you. Well, thanks a lot, John. And don't hesitate to share your website right now here in the chat, or you can send it later into the comments under this video. We will be super happy to have a look at it. And don't forget to, once the website is done, don't forget to make a submission and send it to Made on Tilda Gallery, because we are super happy to receive all these submissions and to showcase the best works created on Tilda, right? So this is another example of the horizontal scroll. Let's start to see. I keep scrolling, so this flamingo is moving as I'm scrolling, and everything, actually all these elements are moving as I'm scrolling down, and then I keep scrolling down. I don't scroll to the side, and the scroll direction is changing, and everything is being scrolled horizontally. Which is quite a cool technique, not very difficult, that attracts the eye of the user instantly. Then this card is moving as I'm scrolling. This is a GIF. You see it's looped, maybe it's not a GIF actually, I think it's a looped element, so it's a looped image, I guess. Take a look at the typography. So we have the same font, which is very special, right, for all the headings here, and then very readable and very basic font for all the body texts, which is a nice combination. Sans serif for body text, right, and a very sophisticated custom font for the heading. Also, fonts can be uploaded to Tilda. You can either use Google Fonts, Adobe Fonts, or even the library of the pre-installed fonts on Tilda itself, or you can upload your own files and use this kind of very special custom fonts like the font used on this project. All right, let me see other questions. You have a couple of them. Okay, let me just read 2 questions from Elizabeth. I think with free you can learn how it gets built. Once you have the clear concepts, you can switch to the Plus personal version to show your portfolio. Absolutely, Elizabeth. And more than that, all the new subscribers to Tilda get 2 weeks free trial on the Tilda personal plan, just to have an idea of all the opportunities on Tilda and whether or not you want to buy a paid subscription or you want to stay with a free one. And I forgot to mention this in the very beginning of the webinar, but I'm very happy to tell you now that in case you have registered to this webinar through our webinar page on Tilda, and in case you received the emails with the notifications that the webinar is about to start, you will receive another email tomorrow with a little Christmas gift from the Tilda team, meaning we will send you a promo code for 3 months of Tilda personal subscription, absolutely for free. Okay, so check your email tomorrow and let us know in case you don't receive it. We'll be more than happy to send it to you over the email or over the social media. Please find us on social and we'll be happy to share this promo code. Right, another question from Elizabeth. Because you need good structure for your own content, or else it's pretty but overwhelming to the user viewer. Okay, so I'm not, let me just read it again to understand if I got the question correctly. Yeah, you need a good structure, or it's pretty overwhelming. Well, I guess the question is how not to make your website overwhelming for the viewer. Well, we are watching now very content heavy and animation heavy and design heavy, if you want, websites right now, which are created to show the skills of a designer and to show probably the opportunities and the possibilities of the platform the designer is using. We have one last website like this, and then we will switch to personal portfolios, which you will see will be structured for a very for much easier perception for the viewer. Okay, so yeah, obviously viewer, the visitor is at the middle of the world of the designer, of the marketer, or anyone who is creating a website. So the first thing that you need to think about, I guess, is the visitor and how this visitor will experience your website. Right, next question. Really impressive. This looks like a designer's work. We can imagine the printing machine. It's true. Yeah. I guess it was the comment about the Moon Bear website. Yeah, the printing machine. That's true. Alice in Wonderland artistic creation. I absolutely agree. Yeah, all the links to these websites, these amazing projects, will be featured under this video, so you can go and check and experience these websites yourself. Right, and there is a link, thank you, from my colleagues, to Made on Tilda gallery, where you can see even more examples of amazing websites made on Tilda without code, again. And maybe submit yours, who knows, if you're brave enough. Okay, so the last design RT animated content heavy website for a designer's portfolio. This one is about fashion, and just look how the designer is working with animation, with the composition, and how they put together the aesthetics of this maybe Asian texture and Korean. Yeah, you see Korean drama. So the texture here also helps you to get this tactile feeling, right? And then after, look how the designer works with photography. I mean, look what's happening with this photo, which is cut into two pieces and filtered in two different ways, actually in three different ways, right? There is this strip in the middle, and it's moving in two different directions, like being cut in the middle as we scroll. Absolutely amazing job, and the same technique for other pictures, so that it's amazing. The unity of style, very nice typography, and well, that's it to catch your eye, catch your attention, to show you maybe what Tilda can be used for in this way, in the artistic way, in the creative way, right? Now let's have a look at how designers, or how the artists, are using the tool to create their own portfolios, right? How do you put together, okay, you get one or a couple of projects like this, ones like Alice in Wonderland and others, and then how would you create your portfolios? That's an example, a very inspiring example to my mind. That's Brandon Mercer, the visual artist that has, you see on top there is a very minimalist menu with a nice mouse cursor effect, which actually gives us a clear understanding that this guy is all about still, so photography, I guess, or collage, and motion, so videos, right? And then there is info about the artist. And here on the page we only have, like, there is only one page. We're not scrolling anything like any other sections down. There's nothing. There is one page with a horizontal scroll with all his, maybe not all, but the most attractive or the most impressive works of his, which we can click directly, and look what happens if I put my cursor over it. It just gets a little bit like with a glitch effect or something like that. Yeah, that's something extra that the designer added with the code, but nevertheless, yeah, it makes yeah, it does make an impression. I mean, this is something you rarely see, right? So whatever you see not very often makes you go wow. Okay, so let's see what are the photos of these artists, and how are they organized. That's quite a challenging thing to come up with an idea how to organize your photography work. Yeah, because there are so many options, and so many good options, that it's actually impossible sometimes to choose. And well, here Brandon chose quite a straightforward 3-column grid with the photos of different height, so that it gives kind of a dynamics. Carefully selected, of course. As you can see, for example, these two pictures, these two portraits, are clearly from the same photo shoot, but in a different style, in a different aesthetics, let's say, and they're not deliberately, they're not put together, but they are divided by this black and white landscape over here. They're very well organized based on colors, and yeah, despite it's quite an easy grid, 3 even columns, it's very fun to go through this gallery. And now let's see how they organize the motion section. So the videos. So we have the previews of the videos, right? A looped preview with the little name of the work. And yeah, that's it. So we only have these. It's almost full screen. And if I click on it, what happens? So I find myself on another page dedicated entirely to this film, with the detailed credits of all the people that worked on this piece. Then there are a couple of screenshots and the possibility to play the video itself. And if I click on it, I open the Vimeo player, almost full screen, and I actually can see this movie. So that's how it is organized. And the last thing is to check the info page. So the info about the designer, look how nicely they designed the award section. So if you hover over every award, there is actually the same, you see, pretty much the same, but moving based on the cursor location. GIF is a GIF showing I imagine, I'm guessing, showing a little, I don't know, maybe it's a compilation of his works, or a piece from the motion video of the guy, of the author. But it looks nice because it's moving together with the cursor, and it gives some dynamics to this otherwise very minimalist layout, right? No image of the artist himself, but absolutely necessarily put contacts, right? And the contacts here are 2 emails and a phone number, and 2 links to social, Instagram and Vimeo, and a little bio over here. So that's a nice example, very stylish, very minimalist, very professional, of how you can go about your portfolio. Another example is this one. So let's see, the Berlin-based photographer, student, dog mom, video creator. So it's a creator person with lots of different types of works. And look how the first hero section is made. Just paying your attention that the face of the artist, the face of the creator is never on the hero section. So unless you are a video presenter or you work with your face, perhaps showing yourself on the very first page or the very hero section is not actually necessary. Instead, show your works, all right? And here you can see that this person is multidisciplinary because, yeah, the screen is divided into 6 pieces, 6 even columns again. And if I click on one of them, there will be a little description of the entire piece of art, right? So here we have kind of a 6 previews of the photos with the description. Very cool, very cool. All right, so right after we have the bio written in a very friendly manner, not at all minimalist or formal as we have seen previously in the website made for Brandon, right? And then some works. So here what happens? Oh my god! So I'm just scrolling down, and then these pictures start adding themselves to the screen. Keep your eyes open. Okay, something that just brings your attention. You see, this section is just to make your attention. And again, this scrapbook, this look and feel of the tape here with this pretty easily added image without the background. That gives you understanding. I guess it gives you an idea that probably for your future projects, if you're about to create one, it's a nice idea to introduce something tactile, some texture to your website, right? Anyways, so and then the what is this? These are the works of this photographer, with a very similar technique compared to what we just seen on the Brandon's website, right? So when you hover over your mouse to one of the lines of text, on the background there is a little picture that animated picture displayed, and it moves next to the cursor. Yeah, very nice. Then quite a interesting composition of the pictures. So we have a gallery with the pictures that are looped, and little pictures of the entire gallery on the right and on the left, and contacts. So that's another way of making portfolio. Here we have inner pages, for example, inner page with works. I guess my internet connection is not the fastest because it's still uploading. And that's another point actually to mention as a little advice to everyone who is about to make a portfolio, especially for those photographers. It's a very good idea to reduce the size of your images, because images are the heaviest elements of the website as a rule. And therefore, if you cut them, if you cut their size, if you decrease them in size, and there are a lot of online services to do that without losing the quality, obviously. If you do that, your website gets way faster, and faster means better for SEO. And SEO is the search engine optimization. That means that your website will be ranked higher on Google when people are looking for something similar to what you do. Okay, so that's an advice. Please decrease the size, the weight of your images. You see here now it's uploaded. Right, Elizabeth is writing, the Alice in Wonderland design could also work as inspiration to a site for a book of beginner storytelling. That's true. Yeah, it can be totally, or vice versa. Maybe the website was inspired by a book, or it can inspire a book, yet to be created. Very nice idea indeed. another portfolio for emerging French artists based in New York, Jean-Remy Barbier, I guess, and look at the typography animation, J-Art, very nice. That's, you see, about logo and about personal branding. Nowadays, people don't or rarely would go and offer and order a professional logo in a traditional sense of it. So logo as a little image made for your brand or personal brand or for yourself as an artist. Nowadays, people are using a lot of typography and just use the name or a name twisted, like this one. You see J-Art, that's the logo on top, on the left top corner, we can see. And then when we scroll, we understand where it stems from, right? Because this J and Art are going together just under the name of the artist. And we understand that it's because his name is Jean. Right, so Jean is artist, and this is how he presents his works. Quite a dynamic composition, even though understandable grid, right? 3 columns, pretty even. So we have the close-up of the work and then the work in the interior, right? So that we can avoid using our imagination so much, and we have immediately the idea of what happens if we buy his work of art and put it on the wall. And I'm more than sure that these little mock-ups of the interiors, they were just taken from the internet, and I really doubt that there was a special photo session for each work of art put in the interior. So that's very accessible, let's say, to create, right? And basically it goes on and on with all his works. Let's check out the menu of this website. The menu is full screen with some sub-menu items, nicely designed. And let's go into letters and see what we have here. So basically the menu is full of anchor links. Anchor links are links that bring you to a particular place within one page. So we're not moving to another page when we click on collage, for example, but we only are being brought up higher, or like upper, or more down within the page, right? Within the page itself. So there is no need to reload the page or use your traffic or challenge your internet connection. And by the way, take a look on how quickly the images are being uploaded here. So I'm sure they've been reduced in size compared to the previous one. That's way better. Right, so moving forward, we have here the Butcher. Butcher is the website web design studio. So that's also a portfolio, but also a business website. So it's kind of a tricky project to create when you're making a website for creative studio, because you have to actually show you have to show your expertise in your portfolio, but also keep it easy and keep it simple and keep it relatable for your potential clients, right? So if you create something like Alice in Wonderland, as we've seen previously, clients of a studio like this, they may say, okay, well, maybe that's too artsy for me, you know. I'm just I don't know, I'm just repairing cars. I just need a simple website for a car repair shop, and that's not for me. So it's really challenging how you would organize your website as a studio. And so what they did, they used very particular and very sophisticated, again, typography for headings, and they played a lot with the color, right? But other than that, the design is based on the typography. Yes, some Swiss style elements we can notice here. Yes. And that's mainly it. I mean, there's barely any animation involved, right? It looks like more a newspaper page, you know. image, nicely designed typography, text, all right, and an image again, which all makes it pretty much in balance with the purpose of the website. Here is the horizontal scroll, but the scroll is being horizontal when I actually perform this movement, horizontal scrolling. If I keep scrolling vertically, nothing changes. So it's not forcefully horizontal scroll, which is also nice. And also to keep in mind that you have these two options in case you want to change direction of your scroll. Right. This goes on, and let's have a look at yet another portfolio of Paul Road. So Paul Road is human coach, scientist, and entrepreneur, as you can see here. I'm showing you this website just for you to understand how differently you can go about your portfolio design, right? So that's the about page. So Paul Road, it's heavily typography oriented, let's say, website. All the design is about typography. If you take away the typography, there is nothing, right? But the typography makes it really makes it stand out. You see here services, coaching, consulting, workshops. And if I scroll down, you have client feedback, again with the non-forceful horizontal scroll, with some clickable testimonials from the clients of the guy, which is very nice. You see the LinkedIn clickable links, because it makes a lot of difference, you know, when you have the client feedback with the link or without, because if there's no link, there's no trust, basically, right? Okay, and then the online form in the back, that's very cool. Also a cool technique to engage your visitors and to get some database with their emails, names, and other things you want to know about them, for example, phone numbers, that can go together with the contacts section in the bottom of your website. You see here, he even has a newsletter, apparently, which you can subscribe to, and then plenty of resources. How can I help? How you can help? Investing, this guy knows everything about everything, from what I can see, and it's really cool because it's it shows the ability to actually switch from one discipline to another and from one layout to another, because each page is designed slightly differently, but the main things, the colors, the color scheme, and the typography makes you feel the unity of the website. You don't feel like you're jumping from one website to another when you jump from one page to another, which is a very important thing, because the unity of style for each website, or each multi-page, especially website, is a very crucial thing to keep in mind when designing a website. All right. Aisa says hi, hello, very happy to have you here. Okay, and we are moving forward, and here the section with business website starts, and the first website is the Muse Group. So Muse Group is what do? They do a lot of services and products for musicians. Our products, gift giveaways, free subscriptions, and so on. So look at this cursor. It's animated, it's custom, it's amazing, and it makes the heading and the menu items to change their color, to slightly move, and it brings it's kind of a drop of water that brings life to these headings. Nicely done, love it. Then we change the background, and look at this animation on scroll again. So you have all these little they look like app the little app images, right? Images for applications, or I don't know what is it. Maybe it's some branding. Anyways, they appear very nicely. then yeah, look at how the full screen image, which is not an image but it's a looped video or a GIF, becomes smaller and becomes part actually of a heading, which is, yeah, amazingly done, amazingly. Then ultimate guitar, and look what happens with the background color. It just goes widely yellow. Then tone bridge and another background color, nicely animated. This kind of animation, by the way, you can see in our web animation course, which is available for free on Tilda Education. And yeah, you can just go ahead and Google web animation course on Tilda. I'm sure we're gonna add a link to it under the video. And this very technique, when as you scroll, the background color becomes, yeah, it fills the entire screen. There is a lesson of yeah, with a step-by-step breakdown on how to create an effect like this. All right, so we go on and on exploring their products. Then if I click on free subscription, oh my god, another very nice fade-in animation with the button subscribe here. And if I click on it, subscription memories, okay, LinkedIn, they want me to go and join their LinkedIn. Another, yeah, the same technique that makes a web page united, that keeps its unity when you put yeah, the horizontal picture in the middle of the heading. It's quite original. I cannot say I saw a lot of these things. Usually they're okay. The typography, large typography is trending indeed. You can add some elements around it, but such a big picture, yeah, that's very risky. But I think here the risk was paid off quite well. And the contact page. Let's see, contact us. Yeah. So plenty of effects, plenty of interesting animation ideas. And here you can see that animation is not made just for fun, like in the first batch of websites that we have seen, but here animation actually serves the purpose, right? Because you see leadership principles, and then some of the leadership principles made as creative images pop up as we scroll down, which is nice when you introduce this creative power of the tool and creative power of your brain into a very business-oriented website. That's something to get inspired from. Perfect. Now, the next website is also a business website. So that's a website of a restaurant in Canada. And that's why it has two. It's multilingual. It has two language versions, one French and one English. I will show you the English one. And look how cool it's done. So half of the screen is dedicated to actually very tasty, very neat and bright video about food, of course. And another half is also very bright because of this yellow background color with the some useful links, right? Catering, menu, and locations of the restaurant. As I scroll down, we have menu grabbers, burgers, and the same composition remains. So the website, the page is divided into two parts horizontally. One part is given to an image, another part is given to typography and to, let's say, to the content, to the textual content, right? Milkshakes, wings, salads, and again this animation on hover. When you hover over the word or the text, you get a picture that pops up and travels next to the cursor. The same technique you can actually learn also in a step-by-step lesson in the web animation course on Tilda Education. All right, slide animation, as you can see, of the images as we scroll, appearance animation, and so on and so forth, and very nice layout, nice and quite easy, right? I mean, there are not a lot of elements, and the composition is neat, but it's not something like unreachable. It's something very accessible to many people. I think this kind of compositions quite straightforward and quite yeah, something that an aspiring designer or not a designer at all can try. It's not super risky, right? So yeah, I think you can have a lot of inspiration out of this one, right? And in the end, they have their application, and what do? They not only they give you the Apple Store and Google Play buttons that actually come with the images of the Apple and Google Play, but also they introduce the mock-up of their application, so that you can immediately see that there is a smartphone with the application, so you don't need to read. Actually, you know, they spare you from reading. You immediately understand that, okay, they have an application, and I can choose either the Apple Store or Google Play, depending on the brand of my phone, to download it right now. Very nice, because the visitors will be very happy and very grateful in case you save their time from reading, and you just show everything you can show. Just show it, okay? And that's the principle that the creators of this website have in mind for sure. And the very last section, which is very similar to the very first one, if you remember, half and half of the screen, but the image here is on the left and the menu is on the right. Very nice. Okay, moving forward, that's another business website, but very nicely designed. So these are the VR solutions for ski resorts. Already the project is very interesting, because what the guys offer here is the virtual reality tours for those who create slopes and some ski resorts, and who want to understand how these vehicles actually work. And it even allows people to learn on distance. You see. Okay, so as we scroll down, there are some 3D videos shown. Right, advantages, key aspects. So this is all about the product. Well, the layout of the text and all these numbered, let's say, lists of information, they can be, they're nice, but they probably we expect something more from the very first hero section, because the hero section is just amazing. You see the snow, animated snow, and this nice mountain, and the nice way of layout for the first paragraph of text, that actually makes me think about the snowfall long read by New York Times. I think it was in 2011, one of the very first long reads on the internet, a special project from New York Times. If you have never seen this one, I strongly advise you to Google it. It's a snowfall from the New York Times. That's super inspiring, and it's clearly inspired. This website is clearly inspired by this long read. And then it continues here. It's amazing. It's really eye-catching and nicely designed layout. But then something happens, and you can see very, let's say, simple. They're okay. They're nice. But they're a bit too simple. I mean, you would expect something better than that. That actually reminds you of PowerPoint presentation. I mean, at least to me. I don't know about you. If you see a PowerPoint presentation here, just let me know in the chat, okay? Right, but maybe it's necessary for them to explain all the details about their product, because you see modeling heterogeneous snow. That's something I can hardly read and spell, and they need to explain what it actually means. So it can be quite challenging. Let's not judge them so quickly. Right, so the embedded videos here. Galleries, right, with these vehicles for creating slopes in ski resort, a little 3D modeling of how it actually works, and a lot of text of how this simulation works. And then become our partners. This is the city action. That is what makes this page a landing page, because they actually want you to complete a form. They want you to become a client. And the form is made in Google Docs, so that sends you to the external page, which is also okay. But another solution is to create an online form right on Tilda, and not to make people load another page, but just to put all your questions in a pop-up on the Tilda page. Right, another business website, very nice one, very stylish for HR Space. So that's the company that help your company grow. So this is the kind of possibility to outsource your HR department and hire these guys. So here I would like you to pay attention on two things: color scheme, very good work with colors, and you will see it throughout the website, and the typography, of course. You can see that this this typography reminds you of something like a Game Boy of the 90s or early 2000s, and that helps you to understand what kind of people, what kind of the age group of the audience the guys are aiming at. Okay, so then look at this animation on mouse move, right? So I move the cursor, I'm not scrolling, I'm just moving the cursor, and these images are moving themselves too. It's just a very slight animation, but very powerful, because it makes me stop and pay attention. And maybe since they grab my attention, I will read this text, which I otherwise would have just quickly scrolled down. Some facts with the cards, and this is my very favorite section of this website. You see 3 people. So the idea of the company is to hire, right? To hire talents, and here they show how they kind of catch them into kind of a funnel or a vase or into a target or whatever. Like a lot of metaphorical associations can arise from this very nice animated section. Only the best pass through our recruitment funnel. Very fun animation, and very nicely applied to the business realities, right? And again, not for fun, not as we saw in the very first project, but practically applied. Then the workflow explained step by step. Get a free consultation. So that's the CTA, again, the call to action, because each landing page has to have this call to action, because it is created in order to provoke you as a visitor to perform a certain action. And the action here of this page is to actually submit your name, your email, and give a little explanation of what you're looking for. So to make a little step toward becoming their customer, right? And then their contact details in the footer. Right. Okay. Moving forward, here we have an online store, right? We have mentioned before, I have mentioned earlier, that it's possible to create online store and e-commerce on Tilda. And here is one of the finest examples, or one of my favorite one. So I love the title already. Another reason to become a mom. It's like they're comparing their clothes for moms to the joy of being a mom itself, which is super fun. Then look at the colors, and the colors are like pastel styled colors. Very nice, very cozy. It gives you it gives you this impression of being at home, of being hugged with your mom. This is what pastel colors do very often. And then again, look at the work with typography. Very big, large headings or key sentences, key phrases, like this one in orange on the left. And very easy to read sans serif font for the body text. Right. Again, as we see, here is a horizontal scroll for the gallery. So that's kind of a technique to keep in mind. If you have a lot of pictures to show and you don't want your visitors to skip these pictures, you actually want them to go through all of them, but not a boring gallery, right? When you need to click every time to switch from picture to picture, but a more dynamic way of showing it. That could be a nice idea. A horizontal scroll. Right, and if I click shop now, I end up on the actually in the catalog, right? And this catalog, it has filters on the left, t-shirts for dads, medals, mama, etc. Then if I hover over each product, there is a second picture shown to me, and if I click on the product, then there is a little gallery. As I hover over the picture, I can see the product zoomed in, so all the details can be seen very well. Then there is a little description of the product, possibility to choose a size using this drop-down menu, and add to cart. And if I add a cart, if I add a product to the cart, here on top I have a cart, and here I can check out this order of mine. All right. Well, I think this is our last website of the selection of the best websites of 2023 made on Tilda without code. And this is also a website for online store. And look how it is made. First of all, you have a very nicely designed, trendy, but still quite easily made hero section with a large photo, but not a full screen, like almost a full screen photo, put on a card with rounded angles, and rounded angles are super trendy. You can see it all over the internet, all these cards with round angles, and these round angles will be repeated throughout the entire website. You see each card of the product is features the round angles. If I go to catalog, again, the same round angles, almost full screen card is waiting for me. On the left, again, the filters. You can also flexibly choose your price range here by moving this thing, which is very cool. More filters here for types of snowboards, ski slopes, for brands, etc. If I click on all, I can see the entire catalog. Well, yeah, that's and then there is a search box as well, and the possibility to sort the products, and then the product page with the related products underneath. Please reduce the size of your images for people with the slow internet like myself. Yeah, that's another reminder for you. Here you see the size is chosen differently. In the previous example, there was a drop down. Here you can just click on either S or M, and you see all the size range, right? There's either S or M. Excuse me. Here you can add the number of the product that you want to order. Then you click to cart. Again, the cart opens and you can proceed to checkout. Very well. So this is how you can create, and this is a nice example of the e-commerce made without code. And this is another reminder to all of you who are not designers, and also to all of you who are designers, that you can create amazing projects without using any code whatsoever. Right, so let me check our chat if there are any questions. And in the meantime, I would like you to look at this screen and maybe use your smartphone to scan these QR codes in case you want to follow us on social media. Follow Tilda. We are not only in Instagram, Twitter, and Telegram, but also in LinkedIn and in YouTube, as you might have noticed. If you like the webinar, please subscribe to our channel to see more content like this one. Give us a thumbs up, and thanks a lot for being here, for watching this pre-holiday, pre-Christmas edition of Tilda webinar, going through all the best websites and projects created on Tilda. You can also vote if you have your favorite one out of all the websites we have checked today. I will be super curious to know what websites you prefer. Also ask your questions if you're watching this webinar as a recording. Don't hesitate to use the comment section under this video. We're checking all the comments and we gotta make sure that every question gets its answer. And yeah, thanks again. Go ahead and use Tilda for your projects. You have 3 months to try, all of you who subscribe to this webinar.